Welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Elite Discord tournament. We have reached the finals. The Thumpers defeated the Prowl in the second series, 3-1 victory for them. For the Joyriders, they knock off the Longhorns 3-1, and they both will be reaching the finals. Thumpers have been here before. They lost to the Buzzwings in the finals the last tournament, the first tournament that we hosted. This one, they hope to see a different outcome as they look to face off against newcomer, the Joyriders. Is their first year in this tournament or first time in this tournament, and they have found some success so far. We'll see if that continues in this next matchup. Very interesting, different approaches to these two teams, but both have found the same result getting to this tournament finals. Before we jump into this, I want to go over the league leaders, review some of the stats from the four teams that played in that second series. Let's start with the league leaders. I don't know if you have any predictions for who you think is the number one player so far. You might be surprised. It's actually Warden Wang. He still maintains his number one spot in the top 10, despite not playing at all in the second series. He pitched phenomenally in two of his matchups, 14 Ks, one complete game, 11 and a third innings in two games, which is crazy. RG Swarmore, the number one player that's currently still in the tournament, he had a huge surge in series number 2 against the Prowl, and that boosted him all the way up here, batting .393 with 5 home runs and 10 RBIs. Oakley Reddier for the Joyriders would be in the 3 spot. He was very quiet against the Longhorns, but was so good in that first series that he continues to stay in this top 10 and in the top 3. Titus Dismal for the Prowl, as well as Victor Theodoris, two pitchers for them, stay in the top 10. The Joyriders will keep DeAndre Fleshman and Kayla Carter and Al Khan in that top 10, as well for the Thumpers. Bruce Wishwash makes it all the way up into the 8th spot after his incredible performance in Game 4 against the Prowl, which pushed them to the championship finals. For the only other player that's on here is Zerwin Saunders. He, as well as Warden Wang, they pitched their hearts out. Zerwin probably deserves a better outcome here after getting hit in the balls, losing his mojo, and then able to stay in here. He probably would be higher on this list and potentially could have helped his Longhorns push to the finals, but here's where we're at. All right, quick glance across the rest of these league leaders. Oakley Reddier leading the average department, 545. Archie and Bolt Snow both tied at 5 home runs apiece, but we'll see likely Archie pull away here. Kayla, Nick Everdale, both sitting at 4, so they have a chance to tie and push for the home run lead at the end of this tournament. Caleb Thompson, Elizabeth Nelson, both sitting at 2 apiece. And there's my little guy, Liam Undermeyer, with 2, still sitting in that top 10. RBIs, Archie with 10, Knox with 8, Elizabeth with 8, Kayla Carter with 7, Bolt Snow on there with 7 as well. And then we have Marv Kemp, Alex Hazard, Oakley Reddier, Nick Everdale, and Caleb Thompson in the top 10. I won't read through all these names. When it comes to OBP, that'll be Oakley Reddier. Slugging will be Nick Everdale. And then for OPS, it'll also be Nick Everdale. So some Joyriders really succeeding in those percentage categories. Oakley leads the league the tournament with hits with 12. Archie and Squint Diligence with 11 behind him. We see extra base hits going to Archie as well as Bolt Snow. Then Caleb and Elizabeth both with 4, tied with Riker and Gabriel Blanchard and Alex Hazard and Kayla Carter and Nick Everdale, all with 4 apiece. Joe Tent with 10 strikeouts. Yeah, Joe Tent's for sure. Heading over to runs scored, Archie there. Kayla Carter tied with him. Stolen bases, Alina Lim leads with 2. A couple of Joyriders on that list as well, but not a lot of stolen bases in this tournament. You see Caleb got caught twice. Dainty Navarro caught once. Jalen, Kayla, and Nick Everdale also caught once trying to steal. To the pitching side of things, Bruce Wishwash, Guadalupe Austin, Titus Dismal, Teacup Roden, and Alcon all tied with 2 wins apiece. Titus and Garlic McConnell so far the only pitchers of record that have not allowed a run in this tournament. They both get out of the tournament without allowing a run. Al Khan, number 3 on that list, is still active, so we'll see if he can continue his solid production. DeAndre Fleshman is there, Cash Callahan, and Dirth Hughes, all potentially able to make an appearance. Victor Theodoros led to the tournament with saves with 2. Dean Boyd, Sterling Lopside, Tyrone Yod, and Orville Graham, all active players with 1. Whip goes to DeAndre Fleshman so far, tied with Victor Theodoros with a .55. Victor Theodoros there as well. DeAndre Fleshman, number 2, with a .154. Then we see strikeouts. That goes to Bruce Wishwash as well as Warden Wang. DeAndre Fleshman with 13. So between Bruce and DeAndre, there's a bit of a competition there. We'll see who ends up victorious. Al Khan, a little bit of a sleeper threat there with 10 strikeouts for the Joyriders. Lastly, Victor Theodoros with his 12.27 strikeouts per 9. Zerwin, as well as 7 others with 0 walks per 9. And the strikeout per walk ratio, Bruce with 14, same with Warden, DeAndre with 13, and you can see the rest of the list there. So that's what your top 10 and the league leaders look like. I will quickly glance through these teams, starting with the first team to get eliminated in the second round, which would be the Prowl. So taking a look at team stats, Riker had a pretty solid tournament, batting .421 with a 1.421 OPS, 19 total bases, 3 home runs, 8 hits total. Jasper Reeves, dude, this guy was a letdown for them. 4 total bases. It was 3 singles and a double. 2 singles and a double. That's all he produced. He struck out 6 times. He did have a sacrifice fly, his only RBI, but that was embarrassing for him as the leader of this team. Rebecca was solid in her limited appearance. 2 home runs and 4 RBIs for her. Bolt Snow, of course, was the top performer for this offense. 333 average, 1.556 OPS, 22 total bases with a double and 5 home runs, 7 RBIs. Great job for him. He was pretty much the only person that kept this team together. Mew was disappointing. Ali was disappointing. Tiger Avalos didn't really do much. Bert Luna was decently solid. 6 hits, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, decently well. Case Harvey, not too good for him, but did play very well defensively, so you got to give him some credit there. Uriel Sardi in his limited time, 2 home runs and 6 hits. Maybe he deserved a little bit more playing time. 13 total bases, which is 3rd on the team, actually, and only 10 at-bats. So that goes to show you how productive he was when he got on the field. Furtive didn't get much playing time. I kind of wish he did. That's definitely my guy. Favorite name on this team for sure. And then Colin Coffey with some surprise performances. He came up clutch for his team in a few different situations. Pitching wise for the Prowl, Jeff Kennedy did not do well as a starter. Only went 3 innings in his 1 start, giving up 4 earned runs. Disappointing for him. Titus Dismal was wonderful. 9 2/3 innings, only giving up or not allowing a single earned run in his 2 games pitched. Really good job for him. 2 wins. Colton Ramos was disappointing. Rose Smile, oof. 2 games started and only went 3 1/3 innings total as your ace. Allowed 10 earned runs. That's just awful. Emerson Sanchez only got 1/3 of an inning. He got out of it clean. Only faced 1 batter. Omari Nichols was not that good. Riker Bennett, I think, just stayed in a little too long, but he pitched pretty well. Victor Theodoros was the anchor of this bullpen, and then Conrad Driver pitched pretty well too. So that would be your Prowl. Let's head over to the Let's head over to the Lockhorns and see what their offense looks like, starting with Gabriel Blanchard. I liked him. I think he did a good job. He worked hard. He actually led the team in total bases, which surprised me. I definitely wouldn't have pegged him for that. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, got 2 doubles as well. Alex Hazard, this guy came up clutch a couple of times with his 2 home runs, but for the most part was not effective when they needed him. He also struck out 8 times, which is really tough. Marv Kim surprised a lot of people. He actually led the team in home runs and tied for the team lead in RBIs. 6 hits for him, but they were all productive. So he gets 15 total bases. J.R. Vang, man, this guy needed to be more effective. He started off pretty solid. He did get 10 hits, which is tied for the team lead, but only 1 home run, only 3 RBIs as an RBI hero and a captain of this team. He definitely needed to show up more. And I think that kind of led to the downfall of this team. Joe Tent got way too much playing time. Tandy Saunders deserved it way more. 23 at-bats for him and only 3 hits. He struck out 10 times. Yeah, very disappointing. I don't know if he even makes an appearance in the next tournament after 2 abysmal performances so far. Pon Montez was a bit of a letdown. Elena Lim, she played well, 10 hits and 22 at-bats, but only 2 RBIs, 13 total bases with 3 doubles as well, no home runs. Emerson Smith, again, just kind of good defensive catcher, not much else. Tandy Saunders, 1 home run in his 2 hits and 5 at-bats. He performed decently well in his limited time. He probably deserved more. Blaine Collins was okay. And Raiden Gaines, 5 for 13, not too bad, but he was a bit iffy for most of this tournament. Kind of surprised he didn't get a pinch hit opportunity with Joe Tent up in that last game, but oh well, that's where we are. All right, now the 2 teams that moved forward, the Thumpers, we already talked about Archie Sormore. We already talked about Caleb Thompson a bit, but let's take a look. 27 total bases for Archie is crazy. Squint Diligence has been hitting well, but just kind of producer to get on base, 11 hits, all singles. Greg Dastardly, 1 home run and 1 double, and the rest singles, but he's been doing well. Mario Griffin showed up in that last game, but 3 hits and 19 at-bats is pretty tough. Still holding his own defensively. Caleb Thompson, we know about him. Dainty Navarro needs to pick it up a little bit for his team. Knox Horn has been kind of a role player, and he's been showing well in that spot. And then Elizabeth Nelson, man, she is crushing it. From the bottom of the order at second base, she just keeps coming through. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 17 total bases. She has performed again and again exactly what you need. And then their starting shortstop, Navy Finley, has been a very big disappointment for the Thumpers. Quick note, Hunter Hardapple, this guy just cannot figure out how to hit the ball as a defense or as a pitcher who's also a catcher. He has not been very good in his time at the plate. Speaking of Hunter, he's not pitching very well either. 7 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings as the number 2 starter on this team. Cash Callahan has been phenomenal for them. Montgomery Landry, okay. And then, of course, you have Bruce Wishwash, who turned it on in a necessary spot for his team to get the victory in that last game against the Prowl. Sterling Lobstein has been a bit of a letdown. Brennan West has been done well in his 1-inning appearance so far in the tournament. Guadalupe Austin is solid. Dean Boyd, great job. And Wax Shipwreck probably coming out a little more often than he should. And he has struggled with 2 earned runs and 2 2/3 innings pitched. So that is the Thumpers. And then lastly, we'll head over to the Joyriders and just do a quick glance at them. Twosome has battled through some injuries. He is still been somewhat productive, which is valiant effort for him. We'll see if he can slowly recover. Frederick Rivers in spot appearances has not done much. Kayla Carter has been a big producer. We already talked about her. Between her and Oakley Reddy are probably the best 2 hitters on this team. Finley Pickles has done decently well. We see... Actually, I should also add Nick Everdale to this list because he has been phenomenal, but he got injured in a recent game, and I don't know if we'll see much of him in this tournament, unfortunately. Depends on how long we go. Caroline Gomez, decent for her attributes. I definitely didn't expect as much production from her. Luna Sandberg has been okay. Pico's been rough. Jalen Walker, in limited time, has done pretty well as well. And I don't remember if I mentioned Finley Pickles, but he's been doing decently well. Pitching-wise, DeAndre Fleshman, absolutely the leader of this pitching staff. Twirl Lupton has been okay. Performed better than I think we expected when we saw how she started, but has still been struggling a bit. Elena Griffith has been miserable. Darth Hughes turned it around for his second game. First game was not great, but he did really well in this last pitching performance against the Lockhorns. Al Khan's been great. Urkel Henry hasn't got a chance. Peyton Schroeder hasn't had a chance. And then Orville Graham, Tyrone Yard, and Bam Hatchford have all been really good. This bullpen is nuts. Al Khan with 8 1/3 innings pitched for the way that this pitching staff has been set up, and the disappointing production from Elena and Twirl Lupton. The bullpen has been phenomenal for them, and we haven't even seen all of them. So we'll see if that continues in this one, especially against a very, very potent Thumpers offense. With that being said, let me do a quick peek, and we're still good on time, so let's jump into this one. We're going to watch Game 1 of the tournament finals between the Thumpers and the Joyriders. Setting the lineup, Bruce Wishwash gets the DH spot, his first opportunity to get a hit, or to bat in this tournament. He's still on fire after a phenomenal pitching performance, so he'll get to go into the number 4 spot in the DH role. You can see he's not very fast, but look at those hitting ratings. Oh my God. And if he stays in and gets stimulated as a hitter, oh my goodness. Oh, I can't wait to see that. I'm really excited now. Okay, so that's the Thumpers lineup for Cash Callahan. And then we head to the other side, make a suggestion here. Ooh, wow, the shift to the next game actually had a huge increase for Nick Everdale in his health. He's back to well after being down to hurt. And so he will get to play in this matchup. I did not expect that. Tusum is recovered, so they had a good gap in that time frame between round 2 and round 3 here. Jalen Walker with a huge home run in the last game will get the DH spot for the Joyriders. So they have recovered pretty significantly and are ready to step up to the plate for their team. So let's go ahead and get into it. Heading to the Motor Yard, the Joyriders with the number 1 seed get to take the home field advantage in this one. The Thumpers have been here before. The Joyriders have acted like they've been here before, as they have been very comfortable in this tournament so far. But they may not have seen an opponent like the Thumpers yet, and so we'll have to see what they could do against red-hot Archie Sormore, who's locked in and ready to go against DeAndre Fleshman. This is like two Titans facing off in this matchup. Getting a grounder to Luna Sandberg at second base, and oh my goodness, error from Kayla Carter allows Archie Sormore to reach base, which easily could have been an out to start this ball game. Now Archie's standing on first with great speed. Caleb Thompson comes up, immediately delivers a ball into left field for a base hit. So now runners on first and second with no outs for Elizabeth Nelson, who's jumped all the way up to the 3 spot in the lineup after a solid performance in round 1 and 2. Great speed on the base paths. Elizabeth Nelson with tier 2 mind gamer, but not much of an impact against DeAndre. Ball outside there. DeAndre's been really great in this tournament, one of the best pitchers. Elizabeth, deep center field. This one's carrying. Oakley Reddier to the wall, watching it, jumping up, and it's going to get out of here into the batter's eye. Elizabeth Nelson continues her solid pace, and Kayla Carter has to be kicking herself right now, as it is a 3-0 lead to start the tournament finals. Elizabeth Nelson gets her team on the board right away. DeAndre Fleshman making some errors and really, really frustrated right now as he's tense. And Bruce Wishwash, who's on fire, comes up for his first at-bat in either of these two tournaments. Takes a strike, 2-1 count. Fouls one off. DeAndre trying to get back into the swing of things here. And he'll get him rung up on a pitch outside, right on the outside corner for strike 3, which should be 2 outs and only a 2-run lead. That was out number 1. Went Drake comes up, getting limited playing time this tournament as well. He'll be playing second base today. DeAndre, after the strikeout, is still tense. 2-1 count here for Drake, who blasts one into right field, but tailing foul and off the wall for strike 2. And this one will go up the middle. Oh, nice diving attempt from Twosome Reed, but it bounces off his glove, heads into center field, and another base runner reaches. So this is really interesting for the Thumpers as they changed their lineup up a lot. Heading into this tournament, you wonder if it was a little too much, like trying to be too creative or trying too hard, but so far it has paid off. Greg Dastardly now comes up with Little Hack, which is now gone. 1-1 count, swings through strike two. Little Hack will be here again. Pitch number 20 for DeAndre is fouled off. We'll do it again. Another foul. Staying alive is Greg with that Little Hack trait, which makes sense, and he'll pull one into right field for a base hit. So now 2 on with 1 out. And here comes Navy Finley, who has not been productive for his team as of this, or throughout this tournament so far. See if that changes here. Tier 2 off-speed hitter. Fleshman still tense. And oh my God, Navy Finley gets a ball right in his breadbasket, and that bounces off the brick wall. That's probably denting it or chipping it off, as that ball, 460, completely demolished, and it is now 6-0. We talked about how solid of a pitching performance we've seen from DeAndre Fleshman so far in this tournament, but man, he is rattled now. He's only gotten 1 out so far. Now Knoxhorn comes up to the plate. He'll hit one off down to the first baseline. Kayla Carter hits it off of her glove, keeps it in front of her, recovers to get it over to first base in time for out number 2. Knoxhorn will lose his mojo, and Fleshman just trying to get out of this. The workhorse will have to get on his horse if he's going to want to try and battle back in this game 1. The Thumpers taking an early lead and starting to show why they deserve to be here. That ball hit into right center field. It's going to get down. Hits off the base of the wall. Finley Pickles was waiting for that ricochet before playing it, and it's going to be a sliding double for, I think that was Dainty Navarro. Archie Sormore comes around for his second at-bat of this inning with 2 outs. Fleshman still rattled. 1-1 count. Archie with a base hit his last time up. Oh, actually, no, he grounded out to second base. Should have been out. But because of the error of Kayla Carter, he was able to reach. And he strikes out there. You'll see Fleshman gets his mojo back to tense, but man, that was an ugly inning, and it's a tough time for the Joyriders as they'll have to face off against Cash Callahan, down by 6 before they even pick up a bat. Twosome Reed with a 300 average, 1 home run and 2 RBIs will have rally starter activated immediately. Swings at a low pitch, but fouls it off. And a base hit down past the diving first baseman into right field. I think that's Squint Diligence at first base. Just missed that one. And so a leadoff hit for Twosome Reed. Not much speed over there at first base, but Finley Pickles will come up with a 391 average. Big time for him to try and show up for his team. Takes a first pitch strike. Ball outside. And Cash, he pitched really well, but was better in his first outing versus his second. He'll give up another base hit, so this really can be a very interesting ball game if the Joyriders can make a big splash here in the first inning. Kayla Carter, who made the error in the first inning, she did not lose her mojo there, batting .417, trying to gear up on an off-speed pitch. She'll see a 2-seam fastball for strike 1. There's the off-speed, and it's going to get down in the corner in the left field, tailing away for the from the left fielder. 1 run scores, heading around third, and pausing is Finley Pickles, and Kayla Carter with a huge double there puts the Joyriders in a good position here. 3 consecutive hits for the offense, and they have runners on second and third with no outs for Jalen Walker, who hit a big home run in his last at-bat. Locked in, off-speed pitch called. He pulls it into the left field corner. It's going to hit off the wall. Knoxhorn will get it quickly, but rounding first and heading into second base is Jalen Walker with another huge hit, 2-run double. And it is now 6-3. Oakley Reddier will come up, batting .545. Mind Gamer activated. Cash Callahan is tense. And Bad Ball Hitter activated for Oakley Reddier as well. Takes ball 2 high. Great speed at second base with base rounder, so a base hit should score the run there. 3-0 count. Readier gets the green light and pops it into foul territory, and it looks like it's going to stay just in play for Mario Griffin. What a mistake from Oakley Readier. He swings at a 3-0 pitch, and he pops out into foul territory. Now, Nick Everdale, who was injured on a, I believe, a diving play, similar to Toothsome Reed, he took the day off last time. 421, 4 home runs, 6 RBIs, one of the best hitters in this Joyrider lineup. And he'll face off against Cash Callahan. 1-2 count. Checking on the runner at second base. Getting back in time is Walker. 1 out, and Nick Everdale froze. He can't believe it. I think he just was thinking a different pitch because that was right down the middle. Cash Callahan, cash money on that pitch as he gets the strikeout. Now with 2 outs, here comes Luna Sandberg, batting .316 on the tournament with 1 solo home run. Little hack will activate here for her. She'll swing through strike 2, so it'll stay activated. And she'll pull 1 foul, staying alive. Cash trying to get out of this inning after 20 pitches. Takes a ball high. Luna looking to see if she can help her team out just a little bit more. They don't want to leave that runner stranding on second base. And it looks like they will, as it's a grounder to second base. Went drink to Elizabeth Nelson for out number 3. Elizabeth playing first base. Drake coming into play second. I guess that means that Squid Diligence is out. Yeah, that makes sense. Caleb Thompson comes in 1-for-1 with a single. Ace Exterminator activated. DeAndre Fleshman at Tense Mojo. He does have the workhorse trait, so he can survive a little bit longer, but he's almost at the 40 pitch mark, and we are in the second inning. Grounder to first base. Kayla Carter will step on the bag, makes a clean play there for out number 1. Elizabeth Nelson broke this game open early in the first inning with a 3-run homer. And she'll swing at the first pitch, but pull it way foul, out of play. And then dribbles 1 foul down the first baseline, down 0-2, falling behind, and she'll chase a ball way out of the zone, and DeAndre Fleshman gets a strikeout. Big moment there as they got the big 2 hitters, and now Bruce Wishwash, who went from on fire to locked in after striking out in the first inning. DeAndre will still be tense, but could get his mojo back with a grounder to second. Kayla Carter will get the out, actually catches that one, and that was a quick 1-2-3 inning through the 2-3-4 hitters of the Thumper lineup, which is a big difference between innings 1 and 2. So DeAndre getting back into the rhythm of things. Talia Erickson starting off with a fastball prediction on the sign stealer trait. She's not been performing very well, batting .273, and Caleb Thompson reaches up and snags that one for out number 1. Carolyn Gomez has been a surprise producer for the Joyriders. Hasn't been amazing, but definitely didn't expect much from her. She'll have Tier 2 rally starter, which will actually help out her contact quite a bit, and that'll allow her to push one into center field for a base hit. So a 1-out single for the Joyriders and Caroline Gomez. And you just keep the line moving, especially down by so much. It's currently 6-2. The Joyriders, 6-3, The Joyriders really looking to see if they can battle back. It's still a lot of game left. Cash Callahan gets a chasing strike there. He's still tense. Gets ahead on the count here. 0-2 against Twosome. Ball way out of the zone and actually gets away from Mario Griffin, allowing Gomez to advance to second base. And she's not very fast, so this might be a big moment here. Twosome, 2-2 count. Oh my God! Holy shit, as he gears up on a low pitch and blasted it right center field. Or, I'm sorry, left center field. Completely demolished that one. 451. We've seen the fireworks going off in this game, and it is now 6-5. The Joyriders with 2-run homer. Twosome Reed showing why he has been performing as well as he has. He is locked in right now. And Finley Pickles with no one on. Off-speed pitch predicted, and he'll send that pitch into center field, but right to Archie Stormore for out number 2. The Joyriders with a huge first and second inning after falling behind 6-0 in the top of the first. Kayla Carter with an RBI double earlier in her first at-bat We'll see what she does here. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Cash Callahan still tense. She hits one down the right field line. This one looks like it's going to get out of play, tailing into the stands for strike 2. 2-2 count, and Kayla will fight to stay alive. Once an off-speed pitch, gets a fastball. It's taken for ball 3, and she'll push a little fastball up the middle. Cash trying to get his glove down in time, but couldn't react fast enough, and Kayla with another hit. Standing on first base with good speed with 2 outs, and Jalen Walker, who came up with a big double, scoring 2 runs in the process. And they'll pull Cash Callahan in the 2nd inning for Dean Boyd. Dean has pitched well in this tournament, but man, that says something about the rest of this series with the Thumpers going to their bullpen immediately. And it pays off as Dean Boyd gets Walker frozen for strike 3 on a curveball that started high and just dropped right into the zone. But look at this game. 6-5 Thumper lead. They scored 6 in the first. The Joyriders have battled back 3 in the first, 2 in the second. They now are 1-run deficit. DeAndre Fleshman still on the mound. 45th pitch is a strike 2 against Drake, and a grounder to second or shortstop diving attempt. Tusum Reed still gets the play over to first in time. I thought there was no way he's going to make that one. He's able to recover in time, get it over to first for out number 1. Greg Dastardly comes up. Fleshman still tense despite a 1-2-3 first or second inning. We'll see if he can recover here. Maybe a strikeout will do it. Little hack activates for Dastardly, and he grounds slowly to third base. Nick Everdale all the way across the diamond for out number 2, and I believe that got Fleshman back to neutral mojo. So an incredible, gutsy performance for DeAndre Fleshman with a miserable first inning. He has battled back from rattled all the way to neutral. 2-0 count to Finley, who he gave a home run up to, and now he's being very careful as he falls behind 3-0. Gets the get me over strike. Finley fouls off the off-speed pitch, so it's full with 2 outs. DeAndre Fleshman gets it on the corner, calls for strike 3, and Finley goes down, and that's the end of the inning. So another 1-2-3 inning. 7 consecutive outs for DeAndre Fleshman after giving up 6 runs in the first. Oakley Reddier, who's 0 for 1 after a 3-0 pop foul that stayed in play. Swings way late on the 101-mile-an-hour fastball. 102 there on the gun on the elite four-seam from Dean Boyd. 1-2 count here, and takes ball 2 just outside. Just peppering him with the fastball. There was the slider. Full count, and Reddier will ground to shortstop. Navy Finley scoops it and tosses to first. Out number 1. So tough start to the tournament finals for Oakley Reddier. Nick Everdale struck out in his at-bat, I believe. Takes the first pitch for a ball high. Stays outside for ball 2. Dean Boyd trying to place his pitches, but after the mind gamer from Oakley Reddier, he seems to be still trying to recover from that. Full count here for Everdale with 1 out. And a base hit up the middle, a ball low in the zone, and Nick just able to make contact there, push it up the middle for a 1-out single. Keeps the line moving for Luna Sandberg, who 0 for 1 today. She's looking to see if she can reach base. Good speed over there at first base. Takes a first pitch strike. Little hack will activate. Dean Boyd already at about half stamina. So again, we talked about pulling Cash Callahan so early. 1-2 count. Little hack activated. We'll see how this bullpen recovers. That's a hit and run, but popped foul and out of play, Luna Sandberg. And again, another hit and run, and this one going to be popped up into right field, and Nick Everdale realizes it has to retreat back to first after getting all the way to second, and that's out number 2. So Talia Erickson will come up. Depending on how many games we see, it might be really tough for the Thumper bullpen to keep up with the offense of the Joyriders, and that might be the biggest factor in this ball game. Nick Everdale takes off for second, and he gets hung out to dry. A nice throw from Mario Griffin down to Navy Finley, slaps the tag, and that ends the inning. So Talia Erickson will lead off next time. He'll get her at-bat, or she'll get her at-bat reset. And we will head over to the top of the fourth. Again, 6-5 still. DeAndre Fleshman still in there. And 1-1 count. Nice diving play from DeAndre Fleshman, but not necessary as Luna Sandberg comes in, grabs the ball, tosses the first, out number 1. Mario Griffin will now come up. Nobody on, so RBI hero not activated. DeAndre, 61st pitch he just threw, and this one will be lofted into left field, sky high, but he'll hang up for Caroline Gomez, catching that for out number 2. We reach the third time through the order for the Thumpers. Archie Sormore still locked in. With 2 outs, DeAndre Fleshman challenging him right out of the gate. First pitch strike. This one hit into center field and right past the face of DeAndre Fleshman, but Oakley Readier was there and ready for it. He's never been readier. I'm sorry. That's out number 3. So another 1-2-3 inning. That's 3 straight for DeAndre Fleshman. What a recovery for him. And the Joyriders in the bottom of the fourth looking to maybe capitalize on a tired Dean Boyd, who's getting to the end of his day, but they're really wanting to get him out there, keep him out there as long as possible to save the rest of the bullpen. And Talia Erickson will line a base hit into center field, standing on first base with no speed, and Caroline Gomez will come up 1 for 1. Dean gets pulled for Guadalupe Austin, one of the best pitchers in the bullpen for the Thumpers, but again, she's asked to take on the tall order of getting through the 4th, 5th, and 6th, potentially. She'll get a nice line out to third base there. Caleb Thompson catching that for out number 1. Runner staying at first base. Twosome Reed will come in 2 for 2 with a home run and a single, 2 RBIs. Got a low pitch that he was able to drive into left center field. So we'll see if he can do it there, as Guadalupe has been staying down so far in the first 2 pitches. That one is fouled off the end of the bat. 1-2 count, and Guadalupe gives another low pitch that he sends into right field, and that's going to be a 1-out single. Runners on first and second. Twosome now locked in over there at first base, but not much speed on the base pass for the Joyriders. And now Finley Pickles will come up, 400 average. First pitch swinging, he sends it into left field. It's going to get past Knox Horn, who does not have wonderful speed over there, and he's tense. And so one runner comes around, the second one coming home, and no arm from Caleb Thompson. An RBI double from Finley Pickles, both slow runners, able to get all the way around from first and second to score. And the Joyriders come all the way back from a 6-0 deficit in the first to take the lead here in the bottom of the fourth. 7-6 with a runner on second base with 1 out. Guadalupe Austin now tense. Kayla Carter, little hack goes away. 1-1 count, 1 out. And Kayla gets an off-speed pitch sent into, oh my God, left field diving is Knox Horn. I don't know if he needed to. And Kayla Carter with another RBI double. Runner scoring from second base, and it's now 8-6 Joyriders. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe this ball game. If this isn't any indication of what the rest of this tournament's going to look like, I cannot wait. Now Jalen Walker, who hit the ball hard for a double and then also struck out, now comes up to the plate. 0-2 count here with 1 out. Runner on first with good speed, or second out with good speed. Kayla Carter. Jalen Walker will take a ball. 1-2 count. Walker jumps out of the way as she almost hits him and gives him the heat at the bottom of the plate, and he swings right through it for strike 3. Here's a guy the Joyriders got to get going, and that is Oakley Readier, 0 for 2 today. Tier 3 Mind Gamer will bring Guadalupe's accuracy to pretty much nothing. She's still tense. She's at about half stamina already, 18 pitches in this inning alone. 3-0 count immediately. Oakley, does he get the green light again? He does. He pulls that one foul, so now 3-1. Gets the green, or I guess, of course, he's got the green light. Now full count, 2 outs. And he'll take ball 4. That one just missed the corner of the strike zone. Guadalupe really mad at herself. She's also mad she didn't get the call there. But now runners at first and second with 2 outs. Nick Everdale comes up. Brennan West will come in for Guadalupe Austin. Brennan has pitched very well, not allowing a runner so far, except for right now as a ball gets sent into center field from Everdale. Kayla Carter rounding the bases, coming home to score, making it 9-6. That run will be credited to Guadalupe Austin. Her line is not done yet, as the runner on second base is her responsibility as well. Now, great speed on the base paths between first and second. That's Oakley Reddier and Nick Everdale, second and third, respectively. Luna Sandberg, 1-1 count, pulls one foul. Little Hack activates for her. 1-2, 2 outs, takes the ball in the dirt. Brennan West, really just about that junk. Uses it there on the changeup, and that's going to be strike 3. Sandberg will break her bat, and she will lose some mojo. But 4 runs in the 4th inning, and a huge turn of events here in Game 1 of this finals. The crowd has never been more lively than it is right now. DeAndre gets pulled at the right time. Al Khan comes in, has been the anchor to this bullpen. We'll see if that continues, but again, we know how good the Thumpers are. And Caleb Thompson with his Ace Exterminator will get a base hit past the diving Twosome Reed for a leadoff single. And Elizabeth Nelson, you know she can come up in any moment, especially these high-pressure ones. In this instance, extreme pressure. Tier 2 Mind Gamer against Al Khan. Great speed. Runner takes off for second base. Ball in the dirt. Talia Erickson, not a good throw. Easy steal from Caleb Thompson. 1-1 count for Elizabeth Nelson. She swings at strike 2 on the slider at the top of the zone. 1-2 now, and staying alive. Pulls that one foul. Ball too high. And there's another foul, so staying alive is Elizabeth. Good battle here. Runner takes off for third, and strikeout, or the thrown out at second base, or third base, excuse me. And Elizabeth Nelson staying alive. I'm all over the place now. Luna Sandberg, oh my gosh. I'm all over the place. Give myself a second to settle in on the grounder to second base. That's out number 2. Bruce Wishwash comes in, still locked in. 0 for 2 today. Swings through strike 1. Takes ball outside. Grounder up the middle. Al Khan takes a stab at it, gets it cleanly, tosses the first, so he gets a clean inning. Gives up a base hit, but catches the runner stealing third and gets the ground out, followed by a second ground out, and that ends the inning. So the Thumpers potentially squandering a 6-0 lead so far in the first game of this tournament against the Joyriders. The Joyriders hopefully not done. I don't know what happened there, as somehow they were not able to make a play on that. Who's the pitcher again? I can't remember. But somehow that ball gets right through the pitcher and into center field for a leadoff single. And Brennan West just could not get his glove on it. Just missed it. I know those are hard to react to, but it looks like he just went through that one. That ball pulled foul and a 1-1 count. No speed over there at first base. Taking ball 2. Brennan gets a pop-up here right next to the mound. He comes off, calls it. He'll catch that for out number 1. Runner stays at first base. And now Twosome Reed comes in, locked in. 3 for 3 today. Home run, 2 singles, 2 RBIs. He's excited right now as he has that low pitch trait he's looking for. He gets it there. Oh my goodness, nice pitch from Brennan West as he gives him the low pitch that he was looking for, but that looked like a beach ball, I'm sure. And just swung way too hard. Pops it straight up. Catching it in foul territory is Mario Griffin. And now there's 2 outs with a runner on first for Finley Pickles. Sign Stealer activates, but it's going to stay inside for a ball. Sign Stealer again, but another ball. We'll take a strike on the outside part of the plate. 2-1 count. Off-speed pitch called and swings through strike 2. Brennan West gets the strikeout to end the inning, and Finley Pickles completely flustered on that one. But it's a nice inning for Brennan West, who is getting tired here. So we'll see what that does to the bullpen as they sent 3 pitchers out. for the Thumper pitching staff. Al Khan looking to close this one out. He'll get a grounder to second base. Sandberg over to first. Kayla Carter will get the out. 2 outs away from taking the first game in this finals. Greg Dastardly wants to stop that from happening. He'd like to get on base right now. Thumpers down by 3 with 2 outs left to work with here in the top of the 6th. Al Khan has been lights out all tournament. We'll see if he is able to continue to keep that happening. Greg Dastardly with little hack. We get a grounder to first base. Nice diving play from Kayla Carter. Gets it over to Al Khan, and they say he's out. Oh my gosh, what a bang play, and the ump standing right there had to make the call. He calls it out number 2. And the Thumpers down to their last out here. It's Navy Finley, who already has 1 home run today. He swings at the first pitch, grounds to second base. Luna Sandberg to Kayla Carter. That ends the ball game. The Joyriders are victorious in game 1 of the tournament finals. Oh, Prack, what did your team do? Credit to DeAndre Fleshman. What a battle. What a performance. We might look back on this as the pivotal moment in this tournament. The Thumpers came out thumping with 6 runs in the first inning, and the Joyriders just they didn't even flinch. They just said, we need to go out there, we need to play our game, and they battled back, scoring 9 runs through the first 4 innings, and they take this one. Big game here that really could dictate the momentum the rest of the way. For the Thumpers, they did see a nice 2-for-3 day from Thompson. Archie was 0-for-3, which is a surprise. He did score after reaching on an error in the first inning. Elizabeth Nelson with a big clutch 3-run homer. Navy Finley with, I believe, a 3-run homer as well. And that being the production for the Thumpers offense, pretty much. For the Joyriders, a 2-run homer for Tusum Reed. He was 3-for-4 in that leadoff spot. Finley Pickles, 2-for-4. Kayla Carter, 3-for-3. Big day for her. 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. And then we see Jalen Walker with an RBI double in the early innings. Nick Everdale, 2-for-3 with an RBI. But a key moment, or key thing to point out, Oakley Reddier, 0-for-2. He did reach on a walk, but he has struggled. After that first series against the Underworld, he has struggled a lot in this second series and now the beginning of this finals. So we'll see. We'll continue to monitor that. But look at the top 4 players for the Joyriders. 2 RBIs apiece. Big production from the top of their order. That led them to the win. Cash Callahan, an unusually disappointing performance for him. 1 inning, 1 2/3 innings pitch. He gave up 7 hits and 5 earned runs, 1 home run and 1 strikeout. Dean Boyd came in. He did okay, but was tired pretty quickly. He did allow 1 earned run. Guadalupe Austin did not do well. 3 earned runs in her appearance today. She gets the loss. Brennan West did decently well. Again, we have to keep an eye on that Thumper bullpen. 3 out of the 5 were used, and so we'll see how quickly they can recover the rest of the way, depending on how far we get into this tournament. DeAndre Fleshman with the win. Holy moly, he didn't deserve it, and then he did. That first inning was probably where all of that production came from. 6 hits, 5 earned runs, and 2 home runs, I believe all came in the first inning. 4 innings pitched total, 4 strikeouts, and then Al Khan doing his thing. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, and that was it. He gets the save. So, Tusum Reed, number 1, Kayla Carter, number 2, Elizabeth Nelson, number 3, the Joyriders flipped the script. And while the Thumpers came out thumping, they could not keep it together. But look at that. The next game is going to be Montgomery Landry, who's juiced against Twirl Lupton. So this could be a very, very quick shift back into the Thumpers' favor if they can get a good outing from Montgomery Landry, who's 0-2 with a 5.87 ERA. We'll see if he's able to perform well for his team. The Thumpers kind of on the back foot. I don't think they were expecting that recovery from the Joyriders. And now they have to figure out a new strategy. So we'll see what happens next time out. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're most excited about. Who do you think is going to come victorious in this one in the comments down below? But don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content and you want to see more of this SMB simulation and simulation videos that we've been posting out. So thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.